Good morning, all dear students. I hope you are doing well and enjoying this online session at your home. Now, after part 1 of probability, which was all about the probability introduction, I have brought another part 2, which we will see more in detail, and then part 3 is all about exercise 15.1 with the video classes. I hope you will enjoy. Let's begin part 2. So, in our first presentation, we have talked a lot about the probability. Now, we'll see more examples and we'll have better clarity on this topic in this next part. Just go through all these presentations, PPTs and videos thoroughly once, twice or as many as time you feel. So, you will gain more and more knowledge for the concept. Now, again, what is probability? So, probability is the way of expressing knowledge of belief that an event will occur on chance. Did you know probability originated from the Latin word means approval? Now, probability is the branch of math that studies pattern of chance. The idea of probability is based on observation. Probability describes what happens over many trials. So, it is just about the chances or the idea behind an event can occur in certain way. Now, definition of probability. So, probability is the measure of how likely it is some event will occur. A number expressing the ratio of favorable cases to the whole number or the cases possible. For example, the chance of coin landing on head is 50% because a coin always has the two sides, head and tail. This is because a coin has two sides. So, there is a 50% chance that a coin will land on the head and the 50% that a coin will land on the tails. Now, definition of theoretical probability. Now, this formula you will remember for solving examples. Number of favorable outcome upon total number of outcome. Here E represent the event. So, probability of event you will always calculate using this formula. Now, definition of experimental probability. Experimental probability is the chance of something happening based on repeated testing and observing result. It is the ratio of the number of times as an event has occurred to the number of time it has been tested. For example, to find the probability of getting 6 when rolling a dice, you must be playing Ludo or snake and ladder. You all have seen a dice. A dice have 6 numbers on the 6 side of it. So, you need to roll the dice many times, then divide the number of times who rolled a 6 with how many times you rolled the dice in total. So, that way you can find the probability. Now, when the question arises related to the chance of something happening, you are dealing with probability. Some common terms related to probability we have already seen in our first presentation. Let's revise them. Experiment. It is a situation involving a chance or a probability that leads to the result called outcome. Outcome, a possible result of a random experiment. Equally likely outcome, all the outcomes with equal probability. So, these are some common terms that we deal with the probability. Now, some common terms related to probability, we will see some more. Sample spaces. Now, the set of outcome of an experiment is known as sample spaces. Now, what are the possibilities? So, this possibility will come in the sample space. Event. One or more outcome in the experiment is called event. Sample point. Each element of the sample space is called the sample point. Now just remember the key points. P of A is equals to number of times the desired outcome divided with total number of trial. So events are independent if the outcome of one event does not influence the outcome of other event. Events are mutually exclusive if they cannot occur together. That means addition rule we will apply. Two different event P of A plus P of B minus P of A and B. So we will get either P of A or P of B. Now this is the rule that you will remember only. We are not going to apply any application based on this rule. You might study this rule in class 10. Now probability A versus B. Now if probability of A event is greater than probability of event B, then A is more likely to occur because already A has more events. If probability of A event is equal with probability of B event, then we can say that probability of AB are equally likely to occur. Now types of event. First is simple event. If an event E has only one sample point in the sample space, it is called the simple or the elementary event. That is only one time of event or a one type of event. Now what is compound event? If an event has more than one sample point, it is called the compound event. That means you have multiple options available over there during that event. Now naturally or mutually exclusive event. Two events are mutually exclusive event if occurrence of any one of them excludes the occurrence of other. That is, they cannot occur simultaneously. Let's see an example. Let A and B two different events. Here A is 1, 3, 5, which is odd numbers. B is 2, 4, 6, which are even numbers. Then we can say that in the case of A and B, they are mutually exclusive event. That means A intersection B is null. That means there is no common outcome between A and B. So this applies mutual exclusive event are disjoint set. That means null set. Now exhaustive event. Now this exhaustive events are the union of event which are like E1, E2. There are n number of event which ultimately form the spaces S. This all events are called the exhaustive event. Now you will remember or study more in detail about the exhaustive event in the next class, class number 10. Now here is the example of spinner. You can see a spinner here and spinner is having 4 colors. Now a spinner has a 4 equal sides color yellow, blue, green and red. Suppose you spin that spinner and it lands on the red. What is the chances of that event having that outcome? Now total outcome are 4 and we are desiring the outcome red. That is only one event that we expect. So your probability will be 1 on 4. You can say that the chances of landing on red are 1 in 4 or 1 upon 4 or 0.25. These chances are so because the spinner is divided into 4 and it has landed on the one of the equal sides. Now example of dice. Now probability for each number will be 1 on 6 because total 6 numbers are there and for each number the probability will be 1 upon 6. Each number on a die are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and total number of sides are 6. So for finding probability that will be always 1 upon 6. Now we can also say that probability of even number on the dice. So how many even numbers are there? 2, 4, 6. So total there are 3 even numbers out of 6. So 3 upon 6 which is going to be 1 upon 2. Here is sum that is not 1 on 3. It is 1 by 2. Just consider here 1 upon 2, not 1 upon 3. So probability of odd number is 3 by 6 that is 1 upon 2, because you will divide 3 2s are 6. General rules. So probability is a number between 0 and 1. So the sum of probability of all possible outcome in sample spaces is going to be 1. Now probability, you will never get answer less than 0 or more than 1. If you get your answer in negative or more than 1, that means your probability is wrong. The probability that an event does not occur is 1 minus, or the probability that that it occurs, also called the complement of A. Now probability general rules are: probability of sure event is always 1. If I say today is Tuesday, so tomorrow, is it going to be Wednesday? Yes, it is a sure event. So probability is 1. Probability of impossible event is 0. So that is never going to be happen. So that probability becomes 0. Where is this probability used? So probability is used lot in a daily life. Probability is used in such as maths, statistics, finance, gambling. Now gambling, that means whenever people are playing cards or they go to casino, even there the probability is there. Science, machines, artificial intelligence like robotics, and in many activities this probability or the chance that they are using. Now I can say that what is the probability for finding vaccine of COVID-19. So that way you can assume the question and get the probability. Now let's have a quiz. I have 40 candies. 26 are red, 4 are blue and 10 are yellow. Now I am going to take out one. So what is the probability of having red? So what will be your answer? 26 upon 40. That is going to be 13 upon 20. What will be the probability of finding blue candy? That will be 4 upon 40. That will be 1 upon 10. You have to deduce it. You have to deduct it. 10 yellows. That means 10 upon 40. That means 1 upon 4. So out of 4 candy, 1 candy could be yellow in color. Now, so red candy, you saw this 13. See our answers. Let's check whether our answers are correct or not. So what is the probability of getting red candy? That was 13 out of 20, which is 0.65. What is the probability of getting yellow? That is 1 on 4 or 0.25. What is the probability of getting blue candy? That is 1 on 10, that is 0.1. So you just check that all the probability answer lies between 0 to 1. That means our answers are correct. I hope this part 2 have brief you more about the probability. Now just go through part 3, which have all the question answers based on the exercise, which will give you more and more practice about the probability. This is the most easiest chapter in this entire textbook. So we have taken for the virtual class in the month of June. I hope you have enjoyed. For further query, you can revert me back. Bye. Take care. See you for the next slide.